Hi everyone, welcome to another gaming video. Today we're going to be talking about a game which I absolutely love, which is Spore. I don't know if you know what this game is. If you do, I hope that you love it as much as I do. If you have no idea what Spore is, it's an amazing game, in my opinion, that came out in 2009. I'm not sure if that counts it as a vintage game. I hope not, because that's the sort of stuff that makes me feel really old. But I thought it would be only right for the world for me to revisit this amazing game. Spore is a gigantic game in a very small package. You create a creature from its cell stage right at the beginning of the world, let's say, you know, when all those little creatures were in the water, floating about and swimming and eating each other, right up until the space age. But of course, that's massive, and I'm not going to be making you a 5-hour video today, so we're going to do it section by section. This video will be focusing on the cell stage. If you love these random gameplay videos with someone just rabbiting on over the top of them, give me a subscribe and give this video a like, and check out my other videos because all of your likes and subscribes help me to make more of these for you. So when the game starts up, you make a little character. You've got a really simple looking character, and you can choose a name. You can come up with your own amazing name, or like me, who is not really very inspired with that kind of stuff, you can just randomize it. And they've got a really nice selection of kind of funny, alien, strange sort of sounding names. Some of them sound quite sort of scientific, and you can also choose the name of the planet that you're going to be on, and again you can randomize that if you want to, and as you've just seen, you're kind of hurtling through space and your little rock lands in the water and breaks open like this. You end up in the tide pool, and once your little rock breaks open, you can start eating things. You can choose, I forgot to tell you this earlier, you can choose to be a carnivore or a herbivore. Carnivore eats meat and herbivore eats vegetable-y things, vegetables, grass, I don't know, algae. That's your science lesson for the day, thank you. I am a carnivore. My ideal type of animal in this game, for reasons I'll explain in a minute, is being an omnivore, because when you get to a stage later on in the game, you can like go and pick fruit and get meat and fish and stuff, and I like games with that kind of collection foraging element. So that's just for me to feel more satisfied and cozy later on. But yeah, right now I'm a carnivore. Depending on the things you eat, you can also get an omnivore mouth at some point. If you manage to kill a creature with a tube mouth, you'll see one in a minute, you will be able to become an omnivore, which is amazing. But for now I'm a carnivore. Maybe I'll make a video in the future with an omnivore animal. Omnivorous, that's the word, isn't it? You may have just noticed that I unlocked a body part there. There was like a golden shield looking thing like floating. That is really good. When you kill an animal, if you're a carnivore, or if you can also kill animals if you're a herbivore, that's the word, isn't it? A vegetarian. You can kill animals as a vegetarian creature by just like spiking at them with your protection and things like that, if you've chosen to put some spikes on yourself. But obviously if you're a carnivore, you can just bite and, you know, destroy and mash the creatures that way. So yeah, just being a carnivore, maybe it doesn't mean that you're going to be, you know, the only creature that can unlock parts. Herbivores can do that too, but just in a different way. So you can actually be a herbivore and a predator. If you've got enough defense on your body, you can go around spiking the living daylights out of other creatures and like have a right good time that way, which is kind of weird, isn't it? But you can do that. I would recommend trying to get hold of the omnivore tube mouth as soon as you possibly can. Even if you're not into like the kind of sort of that kind of idea of the creature, it will help you out later on in the game, in the stages that come after this, when you're actually physically roaming around the open world, and then when you join the tribal stage and things like that, it will really make it a lot easier for you to get hold of food and diversify your diet. Basically what I'm doing now, I'm just floating about. This is a vegetarian animal. You can tell because the little twiddly bits at the front of its face are what vegetarian animals have in this game. I'm just eating some meat. You will notice that at the bottom of the screen there is a little kind of level that keeps increasing and it's green right at the bottom of the screen. The more meat you eat, the more it goes up. I'm being attacked by a creature now with a spike on its face. Be careful, because things will constantly try to eat you. Normally they try and attack you, from what I've noticed over the years. They try and attack you when you're eating, which is kind of horrible. If you are a carnivorous animal and you want to eat and you can't find any random meat floating around, it's a really good idea to try and find these really big green giant algae things. I think it's algae. You can see some little green bits and pieces floating about, can't you? Because that's where, see, there's one coming up, here we go. There's one here, and all of the kind of cow looking animals, they don't really look like cows, do they? They just remind me of cows because they look kind of like, you know, dim a little bit. I like cows, I love animals, but cows look a bit dim, don't they? They're hanging around there. That's a really good place to hunt those sort of animals. These ones are around these kind of pump action carnivores with like a little pumpy thing on the back. I love that. If you can get hold of a pump, put a pump on your bottom, because that will help you get like a really good burst of speed if you're trying to escape from other carnivores, other creatures. That will give you a good speed burst. And now it's time for love. I am going to mate with this other friend of mine here. Mating means that you automatically open the cell creator part of the game. So I'm going to adjust the different parts of my body. I am going to put on some extra little flagellas. I love that word. You can see they're wobbling about there. It's really nice. I'm going to change my eye. My ambition for this animal is to look like a chicken because I love chickens. I am a proud chicken mother. But that's not going to be possible yet. In latter stages of the game, you will have a lot more flexibility with the parts that you can put on your animal's body, and you can also choose the shape, posture, the amount of arms and legs it has. But right now we're in the cell creator and that's not possible, but later on you'll be really impressed by all the different things you can do. The colour editor is really nice as well. There are different sort of effects that you can have. I'm actually giving my creature a different name. You can see there's different possibilities that you've got here. Civis, I love that. You can write a description as well. I don't bother because I don't upload my my creations to the I can't remember what it's called now. I think it's called, there's like a database, the Spore database, Sporepedia, that's what it's called, online, where you can add your creatures for other people to use. I don't do that, not because I'm selfish, I just have never done it. And I never even considered it. But you can if you want to, of course. This is me back. I've got my little flagellas. I've just noticed that this has been unlocked. See, there's a body part there. This is another part of the sort of flagella movement category of the cell creator that I might add later on. This again gives you a different way of moving. I think that it's a good idea to kind of add different movement parts to your body, because the pump thing at the back gives you a little sort of short burst of speed. The little flagellas give you like a constant speed, and the flappy ones added onto that will turn you into a really fast creature. Another tip, I think if you are a herbivore in this game, herbivores get on really well with speed. Speed and spikes. I've got 2 spikes. I'm a carnivore, right? But this goes for both eating habits. I've got 2 spikes on the side of my beak. This gives extra punch when you're attacking. And if you're a herbivore, it gives you extra punch as well. I'm almost dead, and I died. did you see what happened there? I kind of went into poison. There are some animals. This one here, this kind of long looking one, it looks like he's got a hairstyle and a hat and he's been put on upside down. He it kind of acts like a squid and pumps out nasty poison left, right, and centre. So you need to avoid that. Don't get behind those. Things are getting a little bit stressful up in here now. I'm glad I'm not playing this live, right? Because this would literally give me an anxiety attack. There comes a point towards the halfway point where you get attacked by everyone. I don't have the in-game sound on right now. I might put it on for latter stages of the game. My computer's got a really beefy speaker system built into it. It's an all-in-one PC and it's got some really good Bang & Olufsen speakers at the bottom of the monitor, and it's got really amazing bass, like proper bass, and the gigantic creatures in the cell stage, you might see a few of those in the background as we go along, have really creepy paranormal activity style demon sounds, like these sort of big kind of all-encompassing, epic, terrifying, deep sounds. So that is really kind of creepy. I find Spore, one of the things why I really love this game so much is because of the music. The music and the sound effects are so well done. They are absolutely incredible. Something that really blows my mind to this day is that Brian Eno, if you're a young'un, I don't know, unless you've got parents with really good music taste, you might not know who this guy is, but Brian Eno was part of a band called Roxy Music, an iconic band called Roxy Music of the 70s and 80s, and he actually had a part in the generative music, which is a term that he came up with. He coined this term in the space editing stage, the planet editing stage. He actually was involved in the music there, and I find that really impressive. Like, a lot of effort was put into making this game, yeah, atmospheric and involving for the player. That's really something that you'll notice. A little bit of controversy. It might seem shocking and appalling that such a nice looking little game has even the tiniest little bit of controversy surrounding it, but you know, it did. When it was released, the game used something called DRM, which is like copy protection, digital rights management, which meant that you could only install Spore onto a maximum of 3 computers. Crazy, right? People went nuts about that back in the day, and another thing that annoyed people, mildly annoyed some people, let's say, is the fact that it's not scientifically accurate in a few areas. Like, apparently, you know, in the olden days, of this cell stage in real life, creatures, organisms would not get more DNA and develop depending on the amount of food or the type of food that they ate. As you can see, and as I told you about earlier, your sort of development and size and growth and stuff depends on the quantity of food that you eat in this game. And apparently that's not true in real life, but you know, it's a computer game. It's not a thesis, is it? A PhD thesis or anything? So we shouldn't be worrying about things like that. We're here to have fun. So that is basically Spore and its cell stage. I'm so looking forward to doing the next video about Spore. This is a game I would really recommend to everyone because it truly, honestly has something for everyone. If you are a gamer who enjoys fighting, you know, things like that, aggression and violence, you've got a little bit of that in a very safe for work way. Like, there's no blood, there's no guts, there's no gore, but you still kind of have that possibility of being a predator and that exciting situation that some people really enjoy. I like a little bit of that. I'm not truly into that, but I know some people are, and if you are, you will love it. The second thing that's really nice is you've also got that element of hunter-gatherer. You, in the next stage, well, not the next stage so much, but more in the tribal stage, you have what I touched on earlier, like collecting things, storing food, creating like your own little sort of tribe area with huts and buildings, which is continued on to into the next stage of the game. and of course the actual creation of the creatures themselves is really, really good and really fun, and you can really let your imagination run wild. I would strongly recommend this game for children as well. It tends to raise lots of questions about, oh, so this is how, animals sort of started. We came from the water. It can open up some really nice discussions and an interest in biology and animals as well. So that's always a good thing. There's no bad language, there's no proper violence. I mean, it's mild, cartoonish kind of violence, with the little fighting and things like that, what you've seen. I said there was no blood. I mean, there's no blood like a lot of games. When a creature dies in the cell stage, as you've been seeing, there's like little pink splashes in the water and little pieces of meat, but there's nothing that's truly scary. So I would say for like ages 8 and above, this would be absolutely fantastic. I'll be back in a few days with another video where I will show you the stage after the cell stage, which is the creature stage. It's a lot of fun and I'm really, really looking forward to making this video for you. Have a great day. Leave me a comment below if you love Spore as much as me. Did you, like me, get it when it was released and are rediscovering it again now, later on, many years later? I'm really interested to hear what you think about this little game. So have a wonderful day and we'll catch up on the next one. Bye.